Hello, I'm Zonalfear and welcome to the first video of a new series, what I'm calling the All In for £35 challenge. I'm going to do a little bit of explaining first. Money is starting to get tight for everyone. Recent world events have pushed up the cost of living considerably right now, right across the board, and we're all starting to tighten our belts since staple foods decided that they now need to be nearly 3 times more expensive than they were a few years ago. So what can you do if you're working with a limited amount of cash but quite enjoy gaming? A hobby that you could probably see people cutting down on spending on in uncertain financial times like we're having right now. The idea behind this series is simple. I'm going to start off with £35, which is the same amount of money that I spent on the Computer Exchange PC a year back, for those wondering, and I will be trying to cram in as much gaming, including the purchase of a fairly modern console, as I can for that £35. There are some rules I have set myself. First of all, that is £35 all in. No subscription services, no game gifts, and no free-to-play online games. These have to be games inside that budget that have a robust single-player campaign that we are going to lose hours in. No money has been set aside for multiplayer. We just want as much time, having fun, as we can squeeze out of that £35 budget. The games can be sourced from any store, be it physical or digital, and have to be something that I can actually enjoy, not just cheap games for the sake of the games being cheap. I have allowed myself one exception to this. I am allowed to pick one game I have previously purchased in my digital library to also add to the £35 collection counted outside of that budget. If you like gaming, there's a good chance that you have bought something before on the various digital stores at any point in the last 20 years, so I am allowing myself this one additional title and this only exception. Let's move on to the console. I have bought the console for this challenge today. At £30, the VCR style Xbox One cost me almost my entire budget alone. It's a little old now, but it still has new releases and therefore is the best pick of the bunch at this bargain price point. I initially looked at PlayStation 4 consoles, however these were unfortunately well outside my budget. To prove that I spent £30 on the console, here is a receipt. I have covered up the serial number of the machine, but you can clearly see that I paid £30 in cash for the Xbox One console. It has seen better days and it's a little bit on the noisy side in operation, but this console works absolutely fine. Having set up the console, I immediately set off to the Xbox Game Store to see what free full games were available to me, and thankfully for our budget there was more than a few available. I picked up, free of charge, both Crackdown games, a series I have actually enjoyed immensely, as well as associated free DLC for those games. In total, I downloaded 5 games free of charge. Those games are Crackdown, Crackdown 2, Too Human, Doritos Crash Course, and finally Hexic HD, being the 5 games I have downloaded free of charge. Coincidentally, these are all Xbox 360 games which are backwards compatible on the Xbox One. On top of this, and with £5 remaining in our budget, I have also purchased 2 disc-based games for the grand total of £4. We now have just £1 remaining in our budget. These disc-based games are Fallout 4, purchased from Computer Exchange for £1 just before the TV series' success catapulted the price of these games significantly, and Mass Effect Legendary Edition, purchased for £3 from Cash Converters. I have not yet picked my additional one allowed digital game, and will leave this for another date, although my digital selection for this challenge is fairly small. This series is going to be a strange concoction of live streams, gameplay with commentary and gameplay without commentary, as I can't currently commit to time to doing every video with commentary. However, I will try and do as much as I can as time and circumstance allows. Our main objective here will be to get as much time out of the money that I have spent, so let's see how we do. If you want to keep up to date with this series, please consider subscribing to me, and I hope that you enjoy the games and videos that I have in store for you for this series. Until next time guys, take care, bye bye.